All right. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Game number 4, the Final Tribe versus Penta Sports.
Remaining.
Here in this best of 5. This is the grand finals here for the European
5
region.
seconds remaining.
The Final Tribe, excuse me, they're on the verge of possibly qualifying for the minor event that is. It'd be their first minor of the season. Penta trying to at least force that 5th and final game. I'm Breaky CPK, joined by Trent once again. Here we go. Could this be it? They're on a 2-game winning streak. Final Tribe is looking good.
The momentum.
That they do.
Yeah, momentum so high right now.
Game
1, that's kind of what we said though, right? Like after they won game 2, it was a really good win. And it was like, I feel like Final Tribe we're going to carry that to the 3-1 victory. And we'll see if they can actually get it done here. They're going to wind up with the AA for themselves here. And comboed up with the Tiny.
Razor.
So I do like that quite a bit.
Got a Razor, though, second pick for Penta. I mentioned yesterday we did see, or I mentioned about the previous day even that was, we had Weehaw getting a Rampage on this hero. That was against Double Dimension.
Dire team ban.
But obviously just a powerful hero in general. And they decided to snatch it up with their second pick. But Omni Knight, of course, being banned out way back then.
All right, as I said, is Queen going down? Are we picking Queen? What's happening? Where's Tusk? Tusk is also MIA.
10 seconds remaining.
So Final Tribe will probably pick Tusk. Tusk
5
or ET?
seconds remaining.
Probably Tusk, I feel like.
ET did pretty good for them last game.
Radiant team
definitely.
ban.
Oh, they're going to ban the Tusk. So that means the Queen of Pain is still in, potentially, for Weehaw if this ends up being a safe lane Razor.
Yeah.
Dire
Go that direction. There's the OD ban from Penta. And now
So
back
Elder
to the Final
Titan,
Tribe.
Sand King is still in. Definitely still good with the AA. Any more single target folks to help out with this Ancient
10
Apparition?
seconds remaining.
Because like A is probably one of the best 5s for single targets. So's Witch Doctor, also
5
quite good.
seconds remaining.
It's not really worth going with the Rubik up against Razor Witch Doctor, not revealing anything too nice to steal yet, so ET looks pretty solid. I'm not gonna hate him if they go for it.
No hate here. No hate here.
No, hey, we don't do it. The positive stream all day.
That's been that, man. It's been so far, and why would that change here in game number 7 now for today? So it's been a long day. But yeah, Utter Titan, a minute and a half for Final Tribe to decide that. We saw somebody run a support Tidehunter earlier on in this event. Position 4.
Oh, yeah.
Radiant team
I've
pick.
seen a few of those as well.
That's
all right.
Gosh.
Kind of works, right?
Gyrocopter.
Lets you be a bit like flexible during the laning stage and stuff.
Frost played it very well a couple games ago. Probably more comfortable hero for him, so yeah, understandable
10
why they go that
seconds
here.
remaining.
Also deters maybe like I guess Lycan's banned, but
5 seconds remaining.
Beastmaster still could have been a pick for Penta. That
Chen
be
as
as
well,
likely.
possibly.
Chen, yeah, true. That is likely here.
We've certainly developed a little meta here. It doesn't, nothing too shocking to be coming out here. And the question is someone going to like try and get away from that and break it? And the old Penta Leshrac. So this has certainly been a hero they've gone for before. Could be DNZ who plays it. I've seen RMN play it. They also have played it in the core role before as well. And I remember Weehaw used to like playing the hero too. So this is definitely a little bit of meta breaking. Try and mix it up a little bit here. I like where their head's at.
Mm-hmm.
5
In the
seconds
previous series, I
remaining.
know Double Dimension banned this hero all 3 games, and for good reason
really?
against Penta.
Yeah.
Yeah, RMN does have
Didn't
the
notice.
history of playing it, and as you pointed out, though, it could be even a core Leshrac. So
I really like ET now, though. Like, up against a Leshrac, someone nice and squishy. If he wants to try and come in the middle of the engagement, ET will help demolish him. You already have a lot of magic damage.
yeah,
And just comboing up with your gyro. And then you'll have that, like, final last pick to do. You'd open up so many options, right? You could have position
Radiant
4 on the
team pick.
Tiny. So potentially, and they go for the clock instead, which is also fine, I suppose. Yeah, we have lots of flexibility here for their last pick. Could be Tiny off lane, could be Tiny safe lane, could be clock off lane, could be clock 4, could be gyro mid, could be gyro safe. So you really don't know where anyone's
10
going to go right now
seconds
for this side of
remaining.
Final Tribe.
Feel like you could go
5 seconds remaining.
Shadow Fiend as well, obviously, if you're the final trap with the final pick, and get that Clockwork Shadow Fiend synergy even.
Yep, definitely. Be a fair option.
So 4th pick for Penta now, before we go into the final set of bands. But yeah, it kind of comes down to where you're playing to really run the Leshrac, and that is true. They already do have the Witch Doctor, so I mean, they could still do a Leshrac Witch Doctor supporting cast, but I don't know. With the Witch Doctor, it seems like it's potentially going to be more of a core, actually. Maybe
I don't know. I think it's going to be a support, but there's definitely a chance. Just because even with the Clockwork coming in now, that makes it really scary to go Leshrac core. Like with the Blade Mail coming out, that could be really bad. And he can't dodge ganks when Clock's level 6. That's what I think they're going to pick here, is some sort of a hero that won't get killed by Clock the second he is hookshot, and just over and over. Like, so Queen, Puck, something like that.
Venomancer.
Okay. All right, breaking that meta. Snap it in half.
That is different again, yeah.
That's probably Boogie, I'm going to guess. I feel like that's a 3 Veno. That would be my
10
assumption.
seconds remaining.
Man, I don't know. Yeah, this is... I don't know. They could still do
That's
plenty
a lot of
here.
magic damage.
That is a lot of magic. That's a good point, actually. So if you're the final try, maybe getting a pipe carrier, let alone a BKB carrier as your final pick.
Position 4 Rubik.
Position
Safe lane
4
Tiny,
Rubik,
off
yeah.
lane Clock, no field.
They could
Steal all Veno shit.
go like a Tide Hunter still on the final try.
Oh my god, he's still in?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, Tide is
Radiant
100% the
team
ban
ban.
if you're Penta. I would think. Yeah.
What about like
Yeah, that seems
oh
pretty
yeah, I keep wanting to go back to Viper, but no, he was banned way back when. My Penta there.
10
They
seconds
also
remaining.
used to traditionally like that Jonas Legion Commander
5
would be kinda
seconds
cool here.
remaining. Pick.
if they ran that in the off lane and then the Tiny Safe, but they banned the Death Prophet. Tinker's already banned. Terrorblade actually made it through. So this could be TB safe with Witch Doctor, Leshrac, Razor mid,
10 seconds
and Veno
remaining.
off lane.
Okay.
Or are they just going to
5
pick a mid
seconds
hero that
remaining.
plays better?
Those are the questions, and Penta's here to answer.
I
At
don't
least
think
a
they're going to
minute.
pick TB. I think it's going to be some Puck, Quap hero.
More in your face, aggressive.
Yeah.
Earlier game,
Mobile. Don't
DK's
die to clock.
banned.
Dire team pick.
It's going to be the Puck. So now the final try, but again, that's even more magic damage, though, right? So it's really.
Are we missing someone that can abuse that even harder? I'm
That's
just
what
trying
I'm
to think.
Yeah,
Like,
Huskar.
is there anyone that just
10
because like yeah,
seconds
like
remaining.
honestly, like, that's pretty much the point you're at right now.
5 seconds
That's a
remaining.
hell of a lot of magic damage. They have like Death Ward and Razor, and that's it. Now, well, I guess Edict you could say.
Edict
But
is,
still,
yeah.
I mean, hard to control, of course.
Get that rapid fire Dream Coil from Puck at level 25. There's the physical damage.
So at this point, we're pretty sure it's Veno, Puck, Razor, Core. It's pretty unlikely we're going to have support Veno. So in terms of laning matchups, we have the Tiny, who doesn't want to be against the Razor. We have no one who wants to be against Razor necessarily, but as long as they have a +1, it can be kind of okay. Then we have the Puck, who they're going to have a hard time killing. And, yeah, they just go
Choose
Tide.
your
I
hero.
can't see a reason why you wouldn't. I'm really shocked he made it that far, especially after last game.
Natural pipe carrier. Or likes to build it even, and yeah, Ultimate's no reason why that's not good here either. It's definitely seemed one of the more obvious ones. So they stick to standard obvious stuff, and now Penta. It's gonna be a Weehaw Puck, sure enough. So yeah, Oliver on the Razor. Does he build a Radiance on Razor? Is that a
I
thing?
don't think so.
All right.
But you never know. Maybe.
Could see.
Ah, jeez. Oh, I don't know,
Offlane
man.
Veno, though. Yeah, why the Veno? That's kind of the biggest thing that's standing out to me in that draft for Penta.
I mean, he can definitely build pipe, which is kind of good for their team too, right? You're against AA, you're against Tiny and Gyro, and we used to see Veno a lot. In the same time that AA was really popular, Veno was really popular, and so sometimes you get them on the same team because they work really well together. Obviously, because you just saw like all this crazy damage over time and the Ice Blast, and someone's just dead. But people used to pick Veno up against it as well because you just get your spells off before you die. You can't be like bursted down, so you still get off your massive ultimate, and it's pretty huge in the team fights. As long as you get that off, you have a really good chance of winning it. So I can understand that burst idea there, but you look at the Radiant 5 heroes, you look at the Dire 5 heroes, and you're like, yeah, that looks like 7, post 7.00 Dota, and I look at the Radiant heroes, and I'm like, this is like, I don't even know. This is like all random or something. It's just much more unusual heroes and just not as intuitively like good right now.
Creativity is great, and it definitely, different picks. It's nothing against that, but just as we were even talking about the previous game, and they're coming off of that with the Invoker final pick. It's like there's a reason maybe why Invoker's not necessarily seen in the meta right now. The game itself just didn't feel like it was going to be the strongest setup, and boy, did it not work out. So, well,
I don't know. This is what I wanted, though, honestly. I wanted them to break the meta a little bit because the last 2 games have looked real rough. After they kind of first solved it out, you could say like the early game has been going really poorly in all 3 games, even the game they won. So these 5 heroes are all very good at fighting relatively early. Razor's probably the one who comes online last, which isn't that common for their hero. Usually he's considered to be pretty decent early on.
Yeah.
So maybe in that sense, they're just saying, listen, let's like try and get a better control of this game early on. We can outplay them. We're better than these guys. Just don't be down 8K gold. That could be their kind of mentality right now.
Well, they're going to once again get the bounty rune top lane and going to make it a 2-2 split as Frost will take both bounty runes down here. And Frost is actually heading towards the bottom lane on the gyrocopter. So going to set up long lane. Look at this gank attempt middle lane, though. Again, Puck is, as goes without saying, a tough target to kill early on, but only has the orb right now. Nope, they say never mind. Instead, they're going over here. Wait, was a ward counted over here? There was a sentry put down.
I didn't see.
One ward, so maybe, yeah. He's going to TP to the tower, actually, so I'm going to go with yes. Does he have experience? Yes. Well, good job.
Sounds good, yeah.
All right.
But Tiny versus Puck mid, kind of okay for both. Tiny can just do his thing, just keep using that tree grab. Harassing away, still using denies. Hits pretty damn hard, 84 damage early on. Puck's going to be looking to get that other null soon.
Avalanche in. Jeez, they were just running at him. Not afraid.
Don't ever want full mana. Got to spam that.
Bottom lane. Support's coming in, so it's pretty much an aggressive tri lane now turning into for the final tribe. Armin is here, but not much can do by himself. Needs to be careful about getting killed himself, of course. And looking at this lineup, too, the more I'm looking at it with Leshrac, you usually like that setup stun for his Split Earth, but they don't really have that. I mean, Witch Doctor's not the longest, unless it kind of bounces back, of course.
Yeah, it's a little odd, eh?
It is.
Gale is pretty good, which is probably why he has it earlier, else you almost never have Gale this early on. So he's trying to create that threat.
Okay.
But it's interesting how the lanes have now wound up, right? Because we have tied top against Razor. Yeah, I think he's out of here. They're going to switch. Are they? Or is he just getting the bounty runes? I don't know. He drew a line saying he was going this way, so I'm not sure.
Armin. He's fine. They decide to back off, realizing Witch Doctor's here as well. And not worth the pursuit. Lightning Storm. That'll slow down Pablo. Not enough, though. I've noticed that about RMN's Leshrac builds, too. He actually likes to level up the Lightning Storm. He doesn't even touch Diabolic Edict until later on.
I always think that support Lesh, like, the value I always feel about it is that Edict for, like, taking towers early on, but he does not opt for that at all. And Jonas is not going to have a fun game, though, up against the Razor. This is like, when you think about that tie pick, I wasn't envisioning them allowing this matchup to kind of happen.
True. But
they seem to be comfortable just punishing the Veno early on to make sure he doesn't get a good start. And if he doesn't get into like early ring and treads and everything, the hero is pretty weak. So maybe they're just not letting him snowball at all. It's also creating a lot of space for Era.
Now, Oliver, though, by all means, getting plenty of farm. And, again, Razor's one of these other heroes where you could definitely go plethora of items. More usual lately is, of course, the drums. There's something like the SNY, but talked about the idea of even a Hooded Defiance may not be a bad option to have earlier on.
They're going for the rotation kill attempt. Excellently baited.
Yeah, Frost is here. Another Rocket Barrage in 2 seconds. Has a wand use for it. Hanskin coming in as well, but could not get there in time. So Razor
suddenly
will
there's
escape.
4 heroes stop.
And Wee's dead middle. That was a solo kill?
Better yours than mine.
How? Watching top lane, and all of a sudden Weehaw dies middle lane solo against Aerotiny.
Got Ava tossed and treed, apparently. And 572 damage bursted instantaneously, so just Weehaw not respecting, probably playing a bit too aggressive. And again, that's what this aggro try did, is it gave Era a free 5 levels. Because they were pressuring, keeping both supports down bottom. If they just accept, like, this, like, let's say they try and rotate so Tide's, like, not up against the Razor or something, there's a chance supports just rotate when the waves get pushed into Razor or something like that, and they come mid and they try and kill the Tiny. But that never happens, because they're just playing aggressively and keeping the supports locked at bottom. And Era just has a relatively easy game in a matchup that could have gone poorly.
Weehaw just used his orb as well right there, so he could be in some more trouble. Coming off cooldown in 2 seconds. Does a phase shift. The Avalanche missed, though. And that's going to be the easy getaway in the end for Weehaw. So a little bit of a miscue. Top lane. Cask bouncing over to Frost. You see Hanskin applying the chilling touch, but with all that sap damage. Gyrocopter going to keep running. And now Hanskin having to get out of here, but the Maledict will take him down. DNC credit for the kill, but yeah, Razor hitting very hard with that 98 sap damage. And he took out.
Well, typically, when you get the lane swap with like this Razor, with this Tidehunter and Gyro switching spots, it usually goes better, right? Because then the offlaner kind of gets a lot of waves coming in and stuff. But this is not a fun lane for Tide either, and he's really underleveled. He needs a little bit of gold to actually be tanky as they do with this DNC. But Jonas is pretty heavily zoned here. I'm surprised they actually didn't go on that.
Yeah.
Like, damn, Iron Man's just not willing to commit.
No, Boogie a little lower himself, so a little cautious. How about the build of Venomancer, by the way? Yeah, going the Gale Poison Sting. Not touching wards here.
That ward, yeah. Spots exactly. Oh, they actually pinged it. Witch Doctor did, so they know that ward's there. Huh. But anyway, yeah. The I guess just a laning build, right? Very strong if he goes for an early Veil, or if he has one on his team, which is probably what Puck's going to build, so there is definitely that. You know, there's downsides to going all 1 damage type for sure. Yeah, you can just buy BKBs and feel really good on the enemy team, but at the same time, you just get like insane synergy with the Veil. Maybe you can snowball the game like crazy because you pump out so much.
Tiny, he had the invis room, but choosing not to make a play with it. Now, granted, there was a sentry right here. I was seeing him in the middle lane. Frost dead again, or for the first time.
Close.
One more attack. He's in range, but it's going to come at a cost, maybe. Yeah, Oliver's going to die in return.
Dude, what was that attack range?
That was a lot. That seemed a lot longer than it should have been. With you.
that was real far.
Yeah. Well, he gets it.
Dota.
Obviously, he dies in the end, and actually now wraparound. They have a TP coming in for Gyrocopter. They're going to get the Switch Doctor, most likely. Cogs didn't block him, but DNC realizing his best bet is to throw out the cask in his face. Try to run. It's not going to work. He ends up going down. So a lot of back and forth battling going on up there at the top lane. But
finally going to get this sentry. Or sentry down rather than get that ward. But yeah, Iron Man isn't behind. Can they actually do something with Razor though? All right, they're bringing everybody. So they just killed the ward and now everyone TPs. Fair play.
Yeah.
Pablo taunts into his death.
Dream Coil's ready. As well, so Gyrocopter, Iron Man in the flank. He was not expecting that for him to still be the splitters hits. He's going to survive a little bit longer, but finally goes down. Pablo, though, the snap will kill him. And down goes Ancient Apparition. So excellent rotation on the part of Penta. As you mentioned with the counter ward initially. An Era.
That's a pretty cute play. That doesn't happen very often where you just kill a ward and instantly TP people down. I don't know. I guess because it almost feels like it would be really obvious, and in that way it's not. It's like, who else does that? But no, excellent work. They needed some kills up top. And they had that forward vision, too, to just set everything up really easily with that Observer ward down by Oliver. But at the same time, Jonas has survived. He's 0-0-0. He doesn't have the most last hits, but he got sent to a real shit lane. And now he's level 6, so there's a chance for the final tribe to also make some plays, especially once they have 6 on Frost, to try and combo that up with a Ravage.
Bounty.
Dire's middle tower is under
That
attack.
forward just spotted Tiny. You walked right through. Gets pinged out there by DNZ.
They're falling back. Yeah, they know he's in the area. But bottom lane, Venomancer does not see Pablo coming in.
That's a wraparound, yeah. You are right.
Well played, and they're going to Ravage for this. They just want to guarantee this kill.
Dire's
So
middle
they'll
tower
get it. Back
is
to the
under
top
attack.
lane. They're pinging out Arrow. They know Arrow's in the area. He's spotted by the creep, in fact. Forced to fight this, puts the combo out, takes out Witch Doctor. Elias Frost throws on the call down. Arrow going to keep them away. Oliver's dealing a lot of damage, though. Arrow's going to eventually fall to the Maledict, it looks like. Maybe not, actually. No, it's just not enough damage. He tosses away Frost. And he gets out of there. Arrow's a little too tanky. He has a lot of fun. That's the farm showing off early on.
Yeah, that's 1,680 HP when he has his Strength Treads on. Rather absurd. And instant 830 burst onto that Witch Doctor. And he's got 680 HP. He's a sad dude. Not really anything you can do against Tiny at this point. Even when you don't have that like nuke build that we're so used to before Tiny hit this tree throw, it's just like doesn't take very much. One Avatoss is 600 plus damage.
Is under attack.
Top lane again, Frost. He gets slowed down initially by the Lightning Storm. And that's Dibble Current. Yeah, it's going to hit the Split Earth and they get the kill. But at what cost for Oliver now? A combo from Arrows he ports in. Again, speaking of being tanky, Razor's pretty tanky himself. And no other supports are here just yet for the Dire side. They're running over. Oliver realizes that, pops a salve. And he's going to run away, actually. So, well played on his part. He has a big-ass tree coming after him, but he's fine. The animation's always hilarious.
Dire's middle tower
floats
is
through
under
the
attack.
air.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Get away.
This is going to be bullied off his bounty room bottom.
Yeah, the rough game continues for him. As he goes those phase boots, by the way, but he is going to go the Helm of the Dominator again, similar to last game.
That worked out well. And Weehawk probably going to get that Invis rune down bottom and get a kill onto Era. If the Dire don't scale it out first, it looks like that is actually going to end up happening. So that would have been really good for them. Oh, DNZ, go!
Nope.
Invisibility.
Not going to get the turn kill, though, but Era at least gets it first.
It's fine, though, because with his build, he does such little
Radiant
damage if he
are
doesn't
scanning.
double the Avalanche by getting the toss inside of it, right? Because he only hits one instance of Avalanche, and it's only like half his HP, whereas if he just does the full combo, he just instantly blows up.
Dire's top tower
We choosing to
is
get
under
the Veil of
attack.
Discord first. Makes a lot of sense for this team.
Yep.
Enhancement. And I was intrigued how Venomancer was going to build because, again, I hear that definitely has a plethora of item choices, and we haven't seen him in a while. But
Dire's
Force
top
Staff is
tower
at least the
has
first
fallen.
choice.
Yeah, he goes real standard. Treads Ring to start, and then the Force Staff up against the Clockwork. Perfect. Not really anyone else who wants to build it that early, that's for sure. Not the Razor. And definitely
Dire's
not a
top
Puck, of
tower
course.
is under attack.
Someone there to help out anyone who gets cogged. And then he can still transition that into Hurricane Pike, which more HP is still going to be nice for all this random AoE magic damage that's on the Dire side. And we have a Hood also being built by Oliver.
Dire's middle tower is under
They are
attack.
smoked up here with DNC and RMN. Trying to
Dire
find
are
Era.
scanning.
Will it happen? No, he knows. He scans it.
Yeah, they scan the area, so he's playing it very safe. And if they go in on this, they
Dire's
expect the
top
TPs
tower
for sure.
is
So they're
under
going to try this, actually. Avalanche hits, though. That'll stop them. Clockwork. Does he have hook shot? He does. He's going to use it. He
perfectly
catches
double
Armin,
stun.
and yeah, gets them both. Armin's not going to die because of this. And so is DNC. Saw that coming in favor of TFT, and it works out. Still needed to execute it, though, and did a good job of doing so.
Yeah, very nice communication and counterplay there from Final Tribe. Just reading the maneuvers of Penta, and that's what
Dire's
Penta did
bottom
so well in
tower
Game
is
1.
under attack.
But Game 2 and 3, they're the ones who are being read by Final Tribe. But Penta has secured that actual early game lead, so in a sense, their draft has at least changed one aspect of how the series
Dire's
has been going.
structures are fortified.
The question is, have they just gone all in a bit too hard?
Yeah.
Are these heroes going to
Dire's
fall
bottom
off?
tower
Can they
is under
do
attack.
something
Dire's
with this
bottom
lead?
tower
Get some
has
more
fallen.
kills, get some more structures, take an Aegis, get Oliver into some big enough items, because if I look at this lineup, Oliver feels like, oh, he's just going to be like there, like in the front line. And who else is going to be kind of in between him and the enemy team? You know, there has to be like a really nice Dream Coil or a lot of flag boards. Boogie savaged up. Damn, the hate from Jonas.
They really
he is
do.
tired of that banana.
That landing phase was not the friendliest for him, and he is getting revenge. That's a couple of Ravages now to get the solo kills on this Venomancer.
Oh, it feels real good too. I mean, that's one of the best things when we're in an off laner and you finally get that sweet, sweet revenge against those literally toxic laners like Veno or Viper or something.
Hanskin up here. Armen's in the area, but Hanskin does hit level 6, so he has Ice Blast now. We'll see if that can set up into something. Meanwhile, there's a pursuit over here. Weehaw.
Dire's top
Gonna
tower
avoid the
has
gush.
fallen.
He has his orb. He should be able to get away.
Man,
Maybe.
that Hanskin was so close to being spotted by the plasma field.
Oh, I didn't actually hit him.
It was at inches, so he will get out.
They get the tier 2 tower, though, so distraction from Puck allows for that to happen, but you see Frost, what he's doing. He's getting rooted up by an Ancient Creep, but he's got the flat cannon. Even going to use a call down for this. Enhances farm. It's been a slow farming game for Gyrocopter. It's, you know, rare occurrence for Frost especially, but he is recovering. He's got the drums now.
He might be at half of his net worth last game.
Yeah.
At this point, that was a little absurd. But they have the blink on Puck, so this is it. This is like the big turn-up moment for Penta. They need many kills over and over. I think violence, speed, momentum would probably be the way to name this one, I reckon. Penta, they got to go for it.
Coming up to 15 minutes in. Again, yeah, 4,000 net worth lead for Penta, but it seems like a game, though, where the draft of Penta, once again, it is more about they want to come online early. So it's great that they're doing that, but if you're TFT, you could also look at it, this is kind of expected, though, right? So it's not necessarily out of control.
No, as long as they put a stop to it soon. But they also don't have cooldown issues, really. Oh, on the Wii. But, I mean, it's a Puck. It should be okay. Stop the kill. No more follow-up.
He did use his Dream Coil for that, so I don't know if it was a defensive Dream Coil or if he actually was trying to get the kill. We had tied under. That's, again, an ambitious play.
Dire's bottom tower
You have
is
a
under
DD, so it's
attack.
kind of like, I don't know, he's a Veil. Maybe if someone else was nearby, there's a chance. But, yeah, mostly just feels like space making. Oliver's farming top. You get the Venomancer down bot. And Veno's just been playing by himself here with all of these wards around him.
Top lane. They're going to run right into a couple. Oliver. He's going to be cut off by Pablo, actually. Cogs are up, but man, look at that damage. He's all of a sudden by himself. He's going to live, though. He manages to walk away for now. Plasma field, nope, not going to happen. Doesn't cool down.
Dire's middle tower is under
Stun
attack.
from the Centaur, too. Just kind of stopping Oliver from running over and maybe getting the passive kill.
Yeah.
As Era is the one to come down and address the
Dire's
Venomancer.
bottom tower is
Sneaking
under
along the
attack.
tree line. But, man, Boogie is just constantly keeping this area warded up. Can Era even get this kill? He's going to try. Toss back. Doesn't toss to the tower. Doesn't get a bit off. I don't know.
He's they don't have a stopper at this point, right? Homing missile, that connects, but they don't. So he manages to escape. Middle lane, they were also doing a bit of a chase, but and Penta Sports, they're really spreading out the map right now, and the lead is
Frost.
growing.
Oh, he's got the wand. Okay, never mind. He'll be all right.
Is he fine?
It was a little close.
He almost died. You're right. To the poison.
Yeah.
He lives. DNZ, Invis. Okay, they got Maledict.
If he brings that creep close enough together, there's a chance with the cast.
Yeah. There's the cask, Maledict, Death Ward. Is it enough damage? He pops a Ravage in return, though. Out comes the Ice Blast. It connects on a Wii as well. They kill the Witch Doctor. Pablo wants more. Jonas Fan running back in. Going to help them secure this, and that's a dead Puck as well. So down goes Jonas Fan, but he gets the kill on Weehaw just before.
What?
In a trade that's probably worthwhile for sure if you're TFT.
100%, man. When you're behind, too, he still gets a lot of the gold as well before he dies. He actually gets the gush kill on the Puck, and excellent hookshot again, man. Pablo has been on for sure. Fanboy isn't in again. The legend himself. Yeah, very much on point with those shots. And, I don't know, I guess that's not really a greedy play, right? I mean, if you can force out a Ravage, that feels pretty good, and you definitely thought you'd still get the kill, and you certainly thought, if anything, you were just going to trade Witch Doctor for Tithe, which is fine, but the perfect timing of that hookshot to ensure that he couldn't jaunt the orb was very detrimental.
Hurricane Pike finished on Venomancer at least. So how's that now? Of course, has his level 2 Poison Nova being level 12. Razor, smoked up. He did go the Hood of Defiance. We mentioned that earlier. Makes sense in a game like this. And speaking of that, I'm guessing Tidehunter, yeah, he is going the pipe himself eventually, but he's going to be run down right here. Jonas Fan. Nautic is up once again. He's at the tier 2 tower, but so much damage. He's definitely dead. Might as well do as much as in return. Another great Ice Blast.
Dire's bottom tower
Will
is under
connect, but
attack.
no more response.
All right. Instantly skills the Edict for RMN. Perfect time to level up.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
It makes the push really easy.
Dire's
The
bottom
lead just
tower
continuing to
is
grow
are scanning.
for this
They
Radiant
scan
side.
the Invis Tiny. I don't know if they detect that. Oh, they do, but he's just outside.
They put it down, and yeah, he was on the
Dire's
outskirt.
bottom
That's
tower is under
fortunate for
attack.
Era. Going that Shadow Blade. Don't manages to stay alive, but he could just, again, Penta, all the tempo is in their favor, and with this lineup coming together, yes, that was the idea of it, so that's good, but it's starting to feel like it's getting a bit out of hand. I mean, that's another
Dire's
tier 2,
middle
that's
tower
all outer
has
towers,
fallen.
in fact.
Yep.
Now been destroyed. And that means
Roche is
Roshan.
not the easiest target for them, though,
Dire's
right? There's
middle
a
tower
Clockwork,
is under
there's a
attack.
Ravage, it's going to be back up. So that whole, that's definitely the next thing on the flowchart. You go on Roche, you take Aegis, and you just kind of secure total map dominance. You ward up inside the enemy
Radiant's
jungle,
top tower
you
is
control
under
2
attack.
waves pushing in, and you look for some sort of a crack. Either someone dies, or you can just force a high ground play that is advantageous in your way, but they don't really have the heroes or the itemization to make that happen. In fact, it's going to be Leshrac who looks like he's going to start building in towards the medallion, which doesn't feel fantastic, but they kind of got to try and find something.
Mhm.
I mean, there's you could just Roche ult for it, I suppose, but... and they have the Veno wards, I guess, too, so it's going to take a while, but there it is. The medallion's done on Leshrac, and we're going in. They're all bottom, though.
So, yeah,
There's
that
no TP.
Ice Blast is coming.
Yeah, there's no TP on Gyro.
Oh, that
They
was.
can't fight this.
Okay. Thought that was an Ice Blast, but no, that
Radiant
was just the
structures
rocket.
are fortified.
Now it's the Ice Blast.
Here's the Ice Blast. Boom. Yeah, it's so slow, man. This really is a slow Roshan.
They even had the
Bottom tower is
sentry,
under
where you can
attack.
see the little tracker come through, but they still tank it quite a bit. Man, if Gyro had TP, even Pablo's here might even make a play by himself.
He's distracting. Even that, it's pretty good. It's slowing it down even more. He hook shots, he missed. That was an attempt. That was made.
Roshan has
But he
fallen
missed.
to the Radiant.
Oh, if only Roche wasn't pulled out here. And he just sails through a bunch of wards.
Yeah.
That was pretty comical.
Radiant's bottom
I don't know,
tower
that's
is
a
under
bit of a
attack.
thrill. Dude. It's like, what if I get the Aegis? It's pretty sick for us. What if I die? I'm just a support. Definitely a low percentage play.
We bottom lane. He does not realize Tiny's here, of course. Phase shift. Is that going to bite some times? He has a Yules. He gets tossed, though. Combo. There's the Yules. Caught on coming down. He has an orb now with the phase shift. He should be fine.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Close
Yeah,
call.
Maybe concerned about TPs to the shrine, but Jonas was there kind of scouting it out just in case, and so they don't have to.
Over here.
So, still BKB and go high ground, right?
Seems like your play. Yeah, so just as we're talking about Penta, it's expected. They got the early game. Yeah, at the same time, you don't want to take too long to really break high ground.
Oh, definitely. Clock is ticking. Tide, Gyro, Tiny, Veno, Razor, Puck. Which tricore would you rather have, Not a very hard decision in my eyes. Damn strong heroes, but they have that early lead. Heroes are itemized and feeling good. They got a little bit higher in the level count, too. So we start poking away at the high ground.
Gyro, the Ags is almost finished. So once again, Frost going that. Clearing out the jungle over here, and after this jungle clear, it's going to be close to finishing it. Just needs the last component.
I'd call this a pretty bold Ags game, in my opinion.
Think so?
Yeah, I don't know. It feels like they kind of had to fight, right?
True.
He still goes Ags. That
Oh.
is optimistic in my eyes.
Razor escapes death right there. Avoids the Ice Blast, going to get the Aegis, but prefer not to just simply use it. But yeah, that's a good point. Or instead, maybe that SNY would have been more appropriate to fighting much earlier on.
Yeah, and then you get into BKB quicker as well.
Mm-hmm.
But
Well, they're going to stop this tier 3.
Isn't really that much more expensive. But at the same time, there's opportunity cost because you could have like, Ayasha. And
Radiant's bottom tower
that's the biggest
is
thing to
under
build
attack.
up, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, tier 3 top, it stopped. I mean, you have Tidehunter with a pipe now. We mentioned how great value that's going to be this game, especially for the dire side. Blade Mail's finished on Clockwork too. Another really good item pickup, actually.
Gyro's about to have eggs. He has done it, which is it's certainly impressive. Oh, that ward on the high ground, though. Spots where Era is.
Lockdown, he has Ravage. Kraken Shell, man.
That Kraken timing, dude. That could not have been better. Almost instantaneous.
It's like, nah, you're good.
6-minute cooldown, nerd.
Yeah, Dream Coil, that's 50 seconds now. So, I mean, Penta's winning in the sense that they're choking out TF, like they're keeping them in their base, other than Frost, actually.
Yeah,
just out here.
He's under vision now, but without Dream Coil, we probably just can't do aggressive play on him. Weehaw's starting to bring in that second lane, but they can't even really play in 2 lanes that easily. They are very mobile, so like the clock can just kind of sit here in the middle, and he can choose the angle of attack that best suits Final Tribe from this high ground point. So it's not like super easy just to chip away at 2 towers at once. Veno can't just sit in one spot and place these wards down, because clock can instantly initiate on him. However, there's a BKB coming up.
That's a kill on Gyrocopter, by the way. Arrow gets a combo kill on 2 supports, however. The Ice Blast coming through. Arrow's on the run. The Ice Blast connected, though, at least on Oliver. But he's hitting hard against Era. Era going to toss him away. The Dream Coil will stop the TP of Pablo. Era's still alive. The fact he lived that long was impressive in itself. The big picture, Penta coming out on top there. Now they want more. Remember, that Axe was just purchased by Gyro, so he does not have a buyback. They do have a Ravage on Tide still. There's Tiny with the buyback. So finally, being out of the base, they do get caught.
Yeah, they really wish they had an Urn with them right now. Supports are dead. DNZ's coming. He's bringing 2 Sal's. He's ready to bring the team back up to full HP. What a good doctor. So that'll give Oliver probably a chance to go high ground. He only has 30 seconds left in this age. He's running. He's like, dude, salve me, salve me. I want to go, salve me. Quick, salve me.
Come on, there you go. There's a self. But yeah, as you mentioned, they're running out of time with that Aegis. And the Ravage
20
is
seconds left, YOLO.
still ready. Soul Ring Ravage.
Mana, actually. Yeah.
Everyone's back up. They can't do this.
Now he's really out of mana.
Yeah, this seems like it's going to be too risky now at this point. I mean, everyone's up. Ravage still ready. Can they really break this tier 3?
You feel so pressured, though, because you see this Gyro. You know, he's not in there. You know, he's out farming somewhere. You're like, guys, we need something out of this. But realistically, from my perspective, we can see that their lead is still growing. No one else is getting anything, but you still feel this, like, thing where you're like, oh, this Gyro, though, like, why is he able to farm for free? Ugh. And then you make stupid decisions.
It feels bad, yeah. You feel pressured, and understandably, because that's a big thing that I think people almost overlook or forget as a spectator. Is obviously, yeah, we get all this vision and everything, but we also get all these numbers and this information. And this Radiant team, again, has a 10,000 net worth lead. We see that. We see that their cores are all doing very well when it comes to net worth, but they may not necessarily know that as much. I mean, sure, you can look at items and stuff that people have, but I'm rambling on here, and Jonah's a fan.
No, it's true, though, because if you play in this game, all you're thinking is the Radiant is, when Gyro's BKB, we can't come.
Are they going? The Ravage? It's not the biggest Ravage, right? They didn't really hit many heroes. Jonah's a fan. He is going to eventually die off, actually. Pablo with the Blade Mail wearing off, though. Call that in the back line. So they lose Tide. They didn't get anyone.
Now that is huge. That's the big go-ahead. And they even have the BKB on the Razor flying out on the Courier, too. That Dire Courier almost went down. It's just chilling in the sidelines here.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Oliver, homing missile stun. Remember, he doesn't have the Aegis anymore. The blow up from Tiny, it's not enough initial damage. He pops the BKB, and now Air's being turned. The tree, it'll be enough damage to finish him when it's all said and done. And the tier 3 is still up throughout all this, by the way. Puck, they finally kill it, as I mentioned that, but now Weehaw, he has to get the hell on out of there. DNZ being a distraction. Ice Blast. Oh, is it going to connect? No, it just misses him, but it's...
Oh, we got him.
Razor's dead.
Sailed by.
He did get him, you're right.
They got the pass over. He was low enough.
Got it before he TP'd out. Executes him essentially. Era hunting for more. Boogie's also going to get caught here too. And again, this was all they got was a tier 3 tower. And sure, it was a buyback on Tiny earlier, but
That was on Oliver for sure. He lost like 90% of his HP without even popping BKB. It's brutal. Just like then he finally pops it and he's like, well, now I can't do anything.
Yeah.
Very difficult. I mean, it's a difficult fight for sure, but when you get a chance with Tidehunter down with Ravage, also not going to be possible. Like, even if he buys back, he doesn't have Ravage. So he wasted that too. Feels real bad when all you get is a tier 3. And this is that whole idea of like Gyro's been farming, and now he's gonna have his BKB, and you're a little tilted, and you're like, "Fuck, can we just throw this game? Have we lost?"
Tower is under attack.
Because if you're playing in this game, you feel like you just lost, honestly. Because like, you see this timer, you look at your heroes, you look at their heroes, and you're like, "Oh man, they're gonna outscale us so hard." And how are we gonna kill Gyro 5 minutes from now? And that's when you do the desperation smoke.
Maybe middle lane right here. No, don't have a smoke. Doesn't look
So
like
no
that.
puck just orbed. But they're gonna go in.
He might run into them.
Hook shot. Beautiful.
The silence, the stun, even the ice blast, just in case. Era gets credit. And he does not have a buyback. He's dead for 70 seconds. I mean, obviously the can't be pushing base
top tower is under attack.
Tick-tock.
Yeah.
Every kill. There's more time. You can't 5-man into our base, and that's more time my gyrocopter's hitting creeps, and that little net worth lead's dwindling down. 4K.
It was what, like 12K at a point at its peak. I'm looking at the graph here around there, and yeah, now it's dipping down to 4K. Just a couple minutes later.
Is under attack.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, again, stats suggest that it's still a lead for Penta, but DFT, no doubt, they're the ones that are feeling more comfortable now. I mean, the BKB is also coming along. That's the biggest thing, too, is that Tiny just finished his, and Gyrocopters just about has his finish, definitely getting it before the next fight. And we all know how important those items are to have.
It's certainly not over for the Radiant. They need this Roche. It's a minute and a half, and they need a good fight with double BKB on the Razor and the Venomancer. That is the dream, the key, but they're fighting to those BKBs of the Tiny and the Gyrocopters, so good luck, assuming he buys it here.
Razor pushing out top lane, but he's going to the Yags, by the way.
Gotta end this game. I like it.
Just really trying to help Siege.
Do that.
Yeah, I mean, their Siege, especially with an Axe, they got the Diabolic Edict, which is level 3, but even that's powerful. Their other cores, I guess, well, yeah, Venomancer with the Plague Wards. So, yeah, they definitely have plenty.
Thanks,
especially with the Axe on a Razor. But as you pointed out, really just try to actually get the finish on this game here. Maelstrom picked up by Venomancer, meanwhile. So more right click.
Yep. Bit of push coming out here as well. And we have Venoward scouting the pit. We have Flare scouting the pit. Both teams are going to know when it's up and ready to be taken. Pablo goes 15 strength over the battery assault damage. With his Blade Mail, there's so much value in that talent.
And it's off!
Yeah, almost 2,000 life now.
13.2% status resistance too, which isn't too bad for a hero with like no talents in it, just that raw strength.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
That's I didn't even really think about that, but yeah, the strength being nice over the health even.
Yeah, plus like the way it works with the HP regen and everything now too, like there's a lot of value in that strength talent. Even though most people will go with the battery assault one because like solo kill potential, but I think in a game like this where you already have the Blade Mail,
tower is under attack.
You're just trying to hold on kind of deal. Very good.
Level 20s are starting to come up for both sides. In fact, Razor's the first one.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Eye of the Storm Strike interval. Getting even more push on Spawn. He's dead. Yeah, but as you point out, yeah, the Axe talent essentially.
Radiant's top tower is under
enhance the power of that. Pablo, he's getting away top lane, although they're all running in this area, but they're going for Roshan actually. Okay. They do it a little quicker now.
Alright, Pablo has to bide his time here. He has to hide. He sees Weehaw coming by, but Weehaw doesn't see him. Oh, Weehaw spots him.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Sneaky clockwork.
This is my neighborhood.
Alright, Radiant Vision. They still can't see him. He's got to find that angle.
He's going in. He's going. The ward.
Oh, he gets found.
Oh! We found him. We kill it. He just picked
Pablo,
up.
not again.
Not like this. Okay, well, he'll hook shot away to a creep, but the Maledict.
Yeah. Sadly for him, Death Ward does not care about Blade Mail.
No. Well, they kill Roshan again. The Aegis picked up for Razor. So this is like the okay now. Penta, you're not going to get many more, if any more, chances in this. So.
But you know this as Final Tribe, so what do? You cut waves everywhere. You be complete dicks. Like, never let them get to the base, because they just want it so bad right now. If you want to just throw some bodies around, Tide might die, sure. But where was there? He was cutting a wave mid as well. In fact, he might not even die here, although he's out of Ravage mana. Oh, don't chain feed Era. Don't do it.
He's going to TP away.
What?
Oh my god. He actually escapes. We've seen several of those today. It's like you're so sure they're dead, and then they don't die. Kraken shell, man.
How does he just die?
Just dances around and
Everyone
lives.
just like, where'd he go? He's just going to TP out. I mean, whew, the tilt is real. We got to get to their base, guys. Oh, it's okay. We'll just kill Tide, and then we can just, where'd he go?
Not so much.
Very impressive stuff from the Final Tribe right now. They're reading it, man.
Yeah.
Past 3 games, they have looked so good.
They're playing it appropriately. They're playing it as they need to. It's not the ideal, but they're reacting to how the game's evolved. Tiny, he's in there looking for a chance. Jonas fan will just walk away. Again, still has a Ravage, but the longer they distract, keep them out of their base, it's a sense of victory for the Final Tribe. Gyrocopter and MKB is queued up, and he has 4,200 gold, so he's going to very likely have that by the time another fight breaks out. If he could help it. And that's going to be intense damage.
So potential Solar Crest could be coming up from the Leshrac, so that's one good reason to have it. But in terms of like the active effect from MKB, pretty sick thing to have with Aghanim Scepter.
Oh,
he just orbed. He's dead again.
Yeah, he was trying to make the kill play. He's got a blink.
He sharded though.
Yeah. He did not obviously know the supports were there. He was kind of having fun with Gyrocopter, seeing what he can get away with. Yeah. And that's too much.
Pablo's punishes have just been unreal in this Puck. Like, you think about Puck as a hero that you pick to counter Clockwork, right? That's the whole point, is that you can't gank him early on, and then if you ever try and hookshot him, he just orbs away and dies. But Pablo is just, he's always in the right spot at the right time. Constantly hooking him mid-orb or right after the orb, and then Puck has no escape.
Under 1,000 net worth lead, Trent. It's
it's over, dude. I'm calling it. I'm done. Final Tribe, welcome to Jakarta. It's over. I don't know. It's not over, but it's like it looks so good for Final Tribe right now. Let me just look at this little roast for me respawn 1 minute and 45 seconds. That is the hopes and dreams of the Radiant ticking away in the bottom left of your corner. And where are their waves right now? I got a wave over here. I got a wave over here. I got a wave over here. This is the base of which they must attack.
And
how do they get there?
Yeah, they're trying, but it goes back to TFT, and they understand where the game's at, and they're responding appropriately. Gyrocopter, by the way, he's switching MKB. He's actually going to go Iascati instead. You were right. MKB seemed a little odd of a choice.
I mean, it would be okay. I wouldn't hate it, but yeah, it's definitely not. Like, why not just get tankier? He doesn't want to die. MKB doesn't provide you with that. One thing that we haven't discussed, though, that's really irritating them and making this game even harder is just Clockwork. Oh,
that's a dead puck.
Dude, the hate.
I think they got him.
I think
they got him. And actually, are they going to push themselves?
I mean, I don't see why not. They got to push back that top group. Because the Razor kind of has to go for this, doesn't he? I mean, he can play it really deep until he BKB TPs.
Jonas?
But they have Glyph.
Jonas may end up dying unless he can get back to the fountain somehow, but here we go, the TP's in, the PKP's used. Oliver has to run. They've already lost the Witch Doctor. Oliver Glimmer Cape. He's alive for now.
Follow the missile.
Wait, where was the Glimmer Cape? Did he put that on the courier?
No, it was the Leshrac.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It does connect, though. Ice Blast is going to hit. Oh, that's a kill. And now the Aegis, does he have a buyback? He does have a buyback. Will they do catch up? Oh, no, he doesn't. Wait. Oh, he just lost enough gold. Okay.
Well, yeah, it's looking rough, but they're just, how many, like, we all spend more time dead in the past 5 minutes than alive. Actually, he died. He respawned and died 3 times in a row. That is extremely painful. Where'd he go, guys? He was like up there in the net worth. Now he's way down. Everyone else is scaling up. He's being left behind.
Yep.
And he's being killed by a guy who's half his net worth. Like Clockwork, essentially. But like these flares from Clockwork are just something that you don't really expect to have such a big impact. But he can help push waves so much. And then you also have Ice Blast, so like they're having a really hard time wrangling some control here for Penta.
And I think Tide's really coming more and more of the final pick. Like this is kind of why we expected Tide Hunter to be the final pick and by TFT win it, is that he's just so tough to kill. And yes, the early game was pretty much of a struggle for him, and his Ravages have been great too, but I think that's the biggest thing between the Kraken Shell procs and just they're using so many resources to try to focus him down and kill him. I mean, even at the top lane, that push right there, like, that was a lot of it. They put so much into killing the Tide Hunter that by the time he's about to die, it's already too late in the game. So
yeah, they didn't have all their heroes, and like some heroes' head died just from the Ravage and stuff too. It just makes it real awkward. Ooh, Pablo will get out. There's no Yules on RMN, so the stun will be too long.
Now, Trent, I have a question for you.
I love questions that I don't know the answer to. What is it?
This is from Deja Vu in chat.
Oh, I hate these. What is it?
These idiot casters don't know Venno will wreck Gyro Lake. I guess that's not a question, but what his reference?
What does he mean? These idiot casters.
He's suggesting that Venomancer is going to wreck the late game when it comes down to it. What do you think of that logic?
I don't think there's much logic to it. Nothing here pierces BKB, so I'm not really sure where you're going with that. But
Jonas?
They did get Jonas.
Again, it's so long to kill him. They will. 183 damage stolen. So Tiny has a buyback. Ravage is ready. But that's a good find for Penta.
A tithe to the
Anything to try to force it without overextending, of course.
I will say Venno's done a fantastic job of farming. All the credit to Boogie, by the way. Like, Boogie is definitely owning. He's looking real good. But the Scotty tanking on up, getting rid of his buyback. He needs to be super careful right now. And we're back to the old Roach timer.
Clock, he actually tried to hook shot away.
He's forcing one. He's fine.
Blade Mail's a deterrent as well, and he just kind of walks it off. So he's good to go. Meanwhile, top lane. Tiny's pushing it in. AC's almost finished on him. Has the gold forward, in fact.
Think about how long they built these BKBs on Razor and Venno, and they've both been used twice.
Top tower.
Finally, they find it. All right, Tide is dead. 14 seconds. He doesn't want to buy back. They have no glyph. Oh, wait, they do have glyph. All right.
Tiny's TPing back in. Oh, he's going to be stopped, actually. He got stopped by Puck. But back over here, Oliver, the BKB, as soon as he's about dead, though. Ice Blast coming through. Of course, the BKB saving him initially. Yeah, no, never mind. Asuka gets the kill. And now Era back down here, so he was stopped, but that might end up working out for the Dire team, unfortunately.
Look out, Gyro, it's Venno! Oh, God. Ooh. All right.
I'm looking at Era, meanwhile. He's going to beat down Boogie. He eats the cheese to stay alive. But yeah, you see over there, RMN eventually going to melt down the Poison Nova. BKB wearing off right here. Has status resistance. He's picked up another tree, going to put as much damage as possible. And finally will go down, so they ultimately kill what seems to be the raid boss in Tiny. But again, it's the big picture.
He doesn't even lose gold, though. He actually... Oh, no, he did lose, so he went down to his death toss, but... or his reliable gold, rather. But he kept all his gold. He bought the AC, and he knows that he doesn't need buyback because everyone else in the ring instead.
And that's... Is this Refresher? This is Refresher shirt, yeah.
Yeah. And who's in the pit? Oh, it's Sidon. I hear this hero's pretty good. Alright, Weehaw has to try and make a play. Oh, that's a well-timed orb.
Oh, well, they get the kill. Oh, that's something.
Oh, damn. That's pretty hilarious.
Good snatch, Josephine. Good snatch. He picks up the Aegis, actually. Wait, what? Really?
I wonder if that was a...
That might have been a misclick. And you know what? Maybe because of panic. Because of what happened right there. So it's understandable, I guess, but...
And the cogs also made it a little bit weird, too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like they really need it on Frost anyway, I don't think. Like, Cheese or Aegis both are probably fine. And you might say that because he still has a really long BKB at like 8 seconds, that's decent. You know, maybe Cheese is better because it's like a really magic-based lineup on the Radiant side. So as long as he's BKB'd, the limited physical right-click damage they have, let's say Razor actually gets on top of them. If he can Cheese through that and still be BKB'd, he's going to be fine.
Okay.
So, in a sense, like, you never want to pop your Aegis before the BKB. So, yeah, I actually like this decision. It probably is intentional.
Okay.
To have Jonas having the Aegis.
Well, Tiny resurrects. He finished that AC before he died, remember? And so he's working towards now a Chrysalis. That damage is going to be really intense. Ancient Apparition didn't even mention, but yeah, he's had an Ags for a while. The Forest Staff picked up. He actually just got a gem. Interesting as well for counter warding. That's something else too with the Ice Vortex. That's not something you maybe think too often when you're thinking Ancient Apparition. You think more Ice Blast, of course, especially, but enhancing all the magic damage that they're putting out.
So good.
How much is it actually? At level 4, it's 30. Oh no, that's the slow. Oh yeah, 38%.
Yeah, no, it's 38.
I deserve this.
I'm a big AA advocate, huge fan here. So I'm all about the Ice Vortex. Best skill.
Jonas, he's running in, has a Force Staff, gonna go forward. Shivas, they catch Boogie. Boogie, he has 5,000 gold, so he has a buyback,
Gyro,
but it's pop BKB.
Look out, Gyro! It's the Venomancer!
He's dead. To be fair, he did a lot of damage in return. In fact, DNC is trying to capitalize off of that. Back at the base, they're killing Rax, actually, so they're going to lose DNC, but a bit of a distraction means both of the Rax will go down. Weeha's found. Ravage is still ready. But you know what? I mean, we're kind of laughing right there, but Penta, that's actually turned out pretty good for them.
Yeah, the prioritization was not flawless there from Final Trap. They were trying to make kind of a cool play where they were flanking in and the A was over here and it was going to be a big Ice Blast, but the sneaky play there from Razor and Leshrac, very impressive. Definitely a excellent part about having the Leshrac support as well as that Razor Aghanim Scepter. They shred buildings if they're left alone like that. It's certainly a unique scenario and not what you expected in this game, but it looks like Penta were able to set it up there with Boogie as the bait.
And Puck, he is almost level 25, which, oh, there you go, he hits it. So 420 GPM.
Yeah, that's a dig on 5 and a scythe right there. That is.
The dig on 5 coming.
A lot of gold.
Yeah. More level 25, so he's the first, well, I guess Gyrocopter actually as well. And of course, homing missiles, yeah. No global cooldowns here. Nice game. So TFT. They're going to start pushing out down the middle lane. Again, the top tower finally was destroyed, so they don't have to necessarily worry about that anymore. And instead, they're going to go forward. Remember, Jonas Fan still has both the Shard and the Aegis. By the way, hook shot on the back lines. Catches Oliver, and I think he wanted to push him. He ends up cogging, trapping him, though. As out comes a Ravage. It does hit Venomancer, but the BKB of Oliver. Oliver, though, he's dying with the physical damage too much. He does have a buyback. Will he use a Jonas Fan? Aegis going to be popped right here, looks like. He has a Shard to come up, though. In fact, he's still not dead. Finally goes down as there's the buyback on a Razor. Frost, though, he runs back. Back up his Tidehunter. Remember, Ravage online. Venomancer goes down.
Yeah, they got to be careful, though. They don't want to give away too much of these buybacks. Like, Frost is low. He's still taking a lot of damage from the Veno. Weehaw won't come back in, though. No, but he's still back there, man. Weehaw's really scared for him right now.
Yeah, Frost is just sitting in the backlines, letting his team do work. Oh my god, that damage of Era. No, he's trying to get him. The Salve Puff, he's trying to find him, he gets a kill. But at what cost now? Weeha's in trouble, he's going to be comboed. He gets the phase shift off. He puts the Yules, the double Shard, then the double Ravage coming out. It secures the kill. And now DNC goes down 2. So Puck has a buyback, but I mean, killed Frost. So it is forced indeed. Now no more Ravages. Nice force away.
They have the coil. They can catch. Oh, Weehaw wants to fight.
Too far.
You can't tell how split they are, though. Not sure what's going on. So in the end, we now go to the 1 Rax apiece and 13 KB the entire. But Radiant, to their credit, are holding on pretty well here. BKB start to dwindle more and more. There is certainly some credit to the old Veno. You saw how much damage that Gyrocopter took.
Yeah. It's overtime. It goes Veno, that's how the hero works, right? Overtime, especially with the Poison Nova, with the Poison Sting. I mean, if the fight lasts long enough and you haven't killed heroes on the other side, then you do have to be a little bit worried for TFT. But the theme of the game is, though, and we've been noticing ever around this 25-minute mark or so, it's just been going down, 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 all the way to the other way. A little bit of a hiccup here where PENTA climbed back somewhat, but now we're at our biggest lead for TFT of 13,000 net worth. But again, ultimately it's a racks for a racks on either side. And goes back to Puck. We mentioned here he has to dig on 5 now, or just purchased it, I guess. He's going to get bots level 2 first.
Ooh, I like that decision. That's a real game-changer item. Like, considering how cool that item is, it's interesting we don't see it more often, but obviously it's a very late-game scenario thing, but it just kind of breaks a lot of your expectations about, like, Dota and stuff, where it's, you know, you don't expect someone to be able to just, like, TP onto a hero, because it's still relatively new in the sphere of Dota. Oh, they can't get that follow-up stun. They've been so good at that, but this time Weehaw will live.
Yeah, there's just to escape.
But yeah, you just try and gank this hero, and suddenly this little aura appears on them, and you're like, oh shit, someone's like about to be here. I thought this was a solo hero, guys. You can play a bit more aggressively on your other heroes because of that. But looks like we're farming up to level 25 talents, eh?
Yeah, that's something else. In fact, you mentioned that. Let's take a more of a look here. Tidehunter, 25% CDR. No surprise. Has his refresher almost finished, by the way. The orb, that is.
Yeah,
Radiant's bottom shrine is under attack. Dire are scanning.
Tiny rocking a 900 gold surplus right now.
Yeah.
And it's off.
Radiant's
Tiny's going there, or he went his level 25, the 12-second avalanche cooldown, so it's now a 5-second cooldown.
Huh.
On that ability.
Over the toss charges, eh?
Yep.
That's kind of interesting. I like that, though. Especially for the Puck, right? I think that's probably why he went for it, is just to keep punishing phase shift, so it's harder for Weehaw to play.
Exactly.
Boom.
That's what I was thinking, too, so makes sense there. I have Scotty finished on Razor. So another one of those we see.
Mystery.
Yes, he's trying to hit level 25. Tidehunter just picked up an Arcane Rune, by the way. So he would not mind using that Ravage now. Oh, Puck. Tiny, he missed him. Was hoping to catch. Over here. They know he's in the area.
Where they had vision.
Can I see Shiva's? Ravage, no.
Oh my god. That
Wow.
was so close.
That hook
Weehaw.
shot.
These are the plays he's got to make right now, though. Like, Weehaw's keeping them in this. And he had a really rough mid-game, so all the credit to him to be able to kind of fire back now, because that's twice in a row now. He has baited almost the entire team, and he's helping to waste some of these spells from Clockwork. And Pablo's sick of it. He's just going to start finding an Aggro Scepter. Oh, Boogie. Back to the gyro. His arch nemesis.
Boogie's dead here for sure. And does he have a buyback? He does. 100 seconds. Obviously, he poisoned Novus before, but with the pipe especially. Absorbing plenty. Roshan is up in 17 seconds, so not up just yet.
All fears
But if they see him as soon as he comes up right here, this could be a Roshan for TFT.
Radiant's top shrine is under attack.
The heart finished on Tiny. RMN's scouting out with an Invis currently. Roshan is officially now
Radiant's
back up, though.
top shrine has fallen.
Oh. Witch Doctor, he'll TP away. Never mind, hookshot hits. Although Razor's here. And Ice Blast, though, it comes through. DNC definitely dead.
Yeah, no punish. And Roche is up, so let's get in there. 2 heroes are dead. This is the time. How about another refresher shard? Jonas can have 2 once more. Oh, nope, they want the buyback first. Good choice.
Now, will they keep going, though? They are going to keep going.
Yeah, BKB's up. You can poke and prod a bit. Puck is not here. He's coming back now.
Now they're falling back. Puck, is he going in? No. Yeah, they'll fall back here and, again, maybe look to do Roshan. They know it's up for sure. Gyrocopter spotted it.
Dire's bottom tower.
apparition
What do you
back
do
in
with the
base.
Radiant here? This is a tough call. Do you let them have it? Because like you have a good wave down bottom.
True. Just try to
Yeah,
push,
looks like
maybe.
Weehaw just wants to go back and try and keep that pressure up a bit. And I mean, the Dire think they're smoking into them or something, so they actually don't go in the pit themselves, which is kind of interesting because it looks really
Yeah.
advantageous for them with the hero dead. There's no shrines to the Radiant, but they are predicting a smoke from the Radiant, and they don't find it.
Clock did just get his Axe, by the way, so that hook shot, 12-second cooldown now.
What about their buyback situation? Only Tiny and Gyro, and then only Leshrac for the Radiant.
They tried to smoke, and they got spotted immediately.
Dire's
And they backing off. Pablo, can he maybe hook shot to a teammate? No, he's going to be caught first. Forced to fight this. Frost possibly giving the back. Let's put the call down. And Pablo's going to miss this hook shot. But out comes a Ravage. Not the biggest one, though. They do lose DNC, but now Oliver. Pablo, excuse me. There's a second Ravage. As Venomancer's being beat down. He does not have a buyback now. Dieback for him. Again, Clockwork dead on the other side. Frost standing his ground. He's going to get burned down, though, here. It looks like he just has had a good amount of damage before he gets taken out. Oliver's low. Can they finish him off at least? They cannot just yet. Leshrac going down on the back lines. The Gush. Maybe an anchor smash. He can't get close enough. His slow is real. Will it be enough? It finally is. And Oliver's dead. No buyback. The Kraken shell helping to keep Tidehunter alive as well. As he walks it off.
I actually thought Final Tribe were about to lose that fight real hard because they missed the Ice Blast. They missed essentially the entire call down. They killed like Leshrac, or they got like damage on the Leshrac, and that was pretty much it. And then the Veno obviously got off his spells, which was very good. They couldn't kill Weehaw right away. I felt like the first Ravage was pretty bad. So things got a little tight, tight there, but everything's fine.
For now. Thinking about Roshan.
Continues to play around.
Yeah, the Ravages weren't the prettiest either. I mean, the second Ravage did kind of connect, but the first one, I think, whipped everything, actually. Yeah, we barely hit somebody. But
the fact that it's Pablo who was gone on first, right? Like, he's such a good counter initiator for them, where like he sees where the fight is and he picks that one target who he wants to chain stun, and him being gone right away.
You see Puck is trying to time it here. Keeps sending the orb in. Weehaw knows he has to make a big play to probably keep his team in this game at this point.
I mean, he's got the coil. There's a chance for the mini stun. He's opening up that inventory. The gem is down. The veil is down.
Yeah, they're going to go after him, try to zone him out. But now Roshan's still staying alive, so.
Dude, he's still sticking around. They don't know he's there.
No, not yet. Tiny's not even actually attacking Roshan.
Dude, where is this guy? They can't. Oh, they found him.
Yeah,
I got him, guys.
Hookshot misses. Try to hit him.
Prediction.
A tithe.
he's still winning this, though, in a sense. He's keeping them from actually killing
Roshan. How
Roshan.
insane this is right now. What he just did.
They're going to get it.
One hero.
Roshan has fallen to the
Does he go in here, try to ninja something? No. It's all picked up. Who got the shard? They give it up to
flares. Oh, they see him.
Oh, Weehaw's caught. The Ravage will not connect, though, as it gets back to base. They actually missed the initial stun. He hit the creep instead, yeah. I was wondering what happened right there for a second. It's like, wait, how did he get away?
Yeah, that
hookshot missed.
So close to the hookshot, my God. And I mean, kind of happenstance, the flare goes like right over where he blinked. I guess he kind of knew he was going to blink into that general area to try and get away, but then with the TP too and still so close. And he did have buyback, I guess, so it wouldn't have been GG, but certainly would have been nice to take that away from Weehaw. As he's sitting at 6K gold, he's got a 3,200 surplus. He could think about moonsharding his Razor, but he should probably just sell the Veil and get a Hex. Or maybe a Lincoln's. Nah, Lincoln's doesn't help him that much, actually.
Double damage.
Yeah, Hex is always good value. Be surprised to see that popping out here. But 16,000 net worth lead now for the Dire side. Satanic on Gyrocopter. He's basically got buyback now once again. Good to go. He has the Aegis. TFT. Feeling more and more like this is their game to lose. And again, what would be the series? They're the ones up 2-1 here in this best of 5. They win this, they go to Indonesia. They lose this, we go to game 5.
Fighting for their lives for Penta. Pablo with the smokes, gets the Razor, gets him.
Uh-oh. Nice Force Staff. Has the buyback, by the way, worst case, but doesn't need it. Force Staff's pretty good against Clockwork. Continues to be the case.
Weehaw down bottom, though. He's making his presence very known. He knows he's not doing damage, but this is he's just saying,
guys, pay attention
hey, look,
to me.
Guys, hello, I'm here.
I'm at your base. Well, now the backdoor falls off. And with the Diabolic Edict, they can definitely put some good damage here. Hook shot, though, back on the base. Venomancer caught initially. Can he even at least get the ultimate off? He cannot. No buyback. And they're going to lose the top racks. Back to the bottom racks. The melee is still alive. TP in from Ancient Apparition. He's going to go for the Ice Blast.
The throne. They want to do it. They're doing it.
Lands on a wait. Nope, they're going bottom. Ravage hits. That's the second one, I believe. No, he still has another one even. with the refresher orb. Doesn't have the mana for it, though. Razor just jumped in the midst of it. He buys back immediately as he dies right there. Again, Venomancer still remaining dead for 80 more seconds. Oliver jumping back in. Has the BKB active, trying to do as much damage as possible. Has another buyback, this one on Puck. Did eventually get killed off. Frost, the flat cannon, attacking everything he can. The Aegis will be popped. Coming back up. What kind of reset?
18 damage. Still on Razor. He's scary.
He is. They still have a Ravage, but he doesn't have the mana for it. On Tidehunter.
Picking off Pablo. Trying to force him down.
Trying to, at least, yeah.
One tier 4 left.
One tier 4. Armin. They're just stopping as much as they can. More damage being stolen by Razor. He gets comboed. He's dead. 125 seconds. Tier 4 is going to go down here. And that could all but do it in favor of the dire side. Weeha's doing everything he can with the Dagon spaceship. He gets caught by the avalanche, though. He yells up after the fact, but the Ancient is dying. GG's are even called. It will be official. TFT is going to the main event. The minor that is. Congratulations to the Final Tribe as they qualify for their first minor of the year.
Definitely the deserved victors out of the series today, without question. I remember Era tweeted after their loss to OG, saying he felt like they had played their best Dota yet, despite losing to OG in that last qualifier for the previous DPC event. But now, I would say this has been their best Dota, for sure. I think they looked better in all 4 games, just kind of lost it in game 1 in terms of like kind of losing it on that early victory. It was well played by Penta, definitely, but like you could see the corrections that came out from Final Tribe in game 2, 3, and 4. Just pretty much held leads for almost the majority of the entire series. Just some like slight moments, you know, where they kind of gave away to Penta, but it always felt like they were kind of the better team in terms of reading the map movements. So many great plays from them. It can definitely not show enough appreciation for like all of them. I don't even think anyone stood up above anyone else really today, honestly. It was a very solid team effort.
Yeah. Now, the first series that we had, Double Dimension versus Penta. Penta ended up winning that, of course. Had an epic game in that series. Came down to the very finish, but ultimately, when it's all said and done at the end of the day, the Final Tribe, definitely the deserving victors as they defeat Penta 3-1. So you put it very nicely. That really good play on all parties there, but only one team can move on, and the Final Tribe is that team. So looking good right now. We'll see how they do at their first LAN of the year. I'm sure that they are excited for it, but our coverage today going to be coming to a conclusion with that match finishing. It was a longer day, but you know I was happy to do it. I'm sure you were as well, Trent.
Oh, it was great. I love Dota. It's the best, man. Hopefully you guys all enjoyed some beautiful EU Dotes for the day. Some excellent series. Tell your friends. Tell them to go back and watch that base race. That was some cool shit. And the best part is there's more Dota tonight. You got various qualifiers still going. I think Epicenter is the next one happening right now. You got Optic versus EG, Hype, and a Dotes. And then you also have Iceberg and the IDFC team that's totally not sponsored as something else inside the Dota client if you look, playing against each other. So the Dota never stops. It's beautiful.
It's great. We're in a great time right now. So many qualifiers, as mentioned, going on. And hell, EU even continues on tomorrow, speaking of Epicenter as well. So it's nonstop. Southeast Asia, Europe, all over the place. NA, that's going on right now, as Trent so greatly worded right there. But we are going to be wrapping up for the night, guys. Shout out to you, Trent, for co-casting this longer day. Had some fun. Also,
shout out to you for casting and doing the camera. That's what I love. I love co-casting. What a joke of a job. Don't have to do the camera. I just sit back. I'm leaning in my chair. Got my coffee going. It's the easy life. You got it hard, so everyone give the love to Breaky.
All right, I'll take it. Okay,
good.
Thank you very much. No, but shout out to you guys for tuning in. Hopefully, again, it was entertaining day of Dota, and we thank you for sticking around with us, for those especially that grinded out for the full session here. But again, one more big congratulations to the Final Tribe as they move on for the GESC Indonesian Minor. And it's coming to a conclusion for these qualifiers. I believe we just need one more team to figure out. It's actually going to be the Indonesian qualifiers. Surely enough, that's one of the unique things about this event. They have a team from Indonesia that they're going to make sure is
I like
there,
it when they do that.
It is pretty cool, yeah, to see who that eventually is going to be. But after that, all the 8 teams competing for that $300,000 prize pool and those Dota 2 Pro Circuit points, of course, will be fun. But for myself, also Trent, as my co-caster, thank you guys for tuning in. Have a good night. We'll see you guys next time. Until then, peace.